Welcome back to the Idea Machine. You're watching the Sly Guy, Kaboom, Kaboom, and Super Kaboom, oh yeah. Here we go. Kaboom, oh yeah, Kaboom, oh yeah. Here we go, here we go. It's the tips and tricks for 2023. 2023, and these are the tips and tricks that'll save you a ton of money and a ton of grief. When you're buying cards, oh yeah. I have offended you again, so I guess this is the end. Because everybody knows you're such a snowflake and you're just quite upset at every single thing we said. Everybody knows it's all just in your head. Wasted, feeling, going, speaking. You know why you've crossed the line when I said that you were mine. Going skiing, no hard feelings. Since you will not be my girl, this is the end of my own world. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Idea Machine, the Sly Guy. Tips and tricks. Who is this guy? This guy looks familiar. Burn, Mono Red Burn. It's the Sly Guy. Well, anyway, tips and tricks for 2023, okay, because as you know, 2023, we guys are entering a recession, okay? So recession means that the values of all investments, stocks, bonds, crypto, everything is going to go down. The price of basic commodities such as food, electricity, water is going to go up. The price of luxury goods, certain luxury goods will go up. However, the price, the law of supply of demand will still apply. So if a certain luxury good is not being purchased, if nobody's buying that luxury good, that Louis Vuitton bag or that Rolex watch or that Lamborghini Ferrari, then of course with more supply the price goes down, right? So what is the number one tip and trick for 2023? The number one tip is cash is king. Do not invest in crypto, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, real estate. Do not buy anything for 2023. The best thing to do is, instead of having a frozen asset that you can't use, is to have a liquid asset that you can readily use anytime in case of an emergency. So liquid assets, well, they include magic cards, decks, like fetch lands or shock lands. I mean, you're not just gonna go out and buy them for the sake of selling them. No, because you're gonna lose money. Because normally, if you sell them, a reseller will get them, and the rule of a reseller is to buy low and sell high. Always expect stores, resellers, get other people to buy the cards at a much lower price if you want to dispose of them right away, especially for emergency sales. During emergency sales, you add that to your post, expect them to offer you a lower price for it. If you want to offer the same amount that you bought for the card or a higher price, then expect to be stuck with them for a longer time because you're going to have to sell them yourself online, which will take a much longer time, way longer, while people are waiting. Now, next up, so cash is king. Always have cash with you, okay? And especially for emergencies, it would be best to have at least an emergency fund available, and that emergency fund should contain at least 3 months worth of your salary. So example, if you're earning like 20,000 pesos, your emergency fund should have 60 in it. So that's aside from your savings, okay, because that's going to be used for an emergency, like in case you lose your job, in case we have another lockdown, in case we've got in case certain calamities break out, like a flood, anything. Okay, you really can't tell. Okay, so it's best to be ready and best to be prepared, right? Next, number 2, buy the cards for your decks only. What does this mean? Okay, if your deck doesn't use a Shouldered the Apocalypse, but uses, let's just say it uses Pyrexid Obliterator, or it uses Ledger Shredder, just get the ledger shredders. I mean, even if you see something online, like a shoal red with a really, really good price, if you're not gonna use it, then what's the point of getting it? Unless you're gonna resell it. But like I mentioned, if you resell it, okay, most likely you're gonna run into another reseller who's gonna buy the card at a much lower price than you, then okay, you're gonna lose money. So buy the cards that you are using in your decks, okay, so that in case of an emergency, if you have to sell the card, you have to sell the deck, okay, at least you were able to use it during that Pioneer or that Modern tournament. Alright? And also, that'll free up your money. So instead of buying cards left and right, building decks you don't need left and right, stick to 1, 2, or 3 decks that you're going to be using for your tournaments. And then once you have once you start once tournament season comes again, you will have the free cash to register for that tournament. Save your cash for registering for the tournament. Once you rank up, you go up, you get the prize money, you get the prize packs, sell the prize packs, sell the prize cards, roll it back into your rotating tournament fund, and then join another tournament. So at least you won't keep shelling out money for tournaments, as tournament registration fees can get very, very expensive, especially in the long term, right? And speaking of long term, number 3, long term deck building. Let's just say you are building a deck that uses Ragavan, the Nimble Pilferer, or you are building a deck that uses Shocklands, Fetchlands, okay? Don't burn like 4,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, 8,000 pesos on a bunch of Fetchlands and Shocklands right away, okay? Make it a long-term project. Be sure to budget whenever you build it. For example, okay, my budget for Magic the Gathering this month is like 2,000 pesos. Every month, I'm going to get 1 Fetchland, 1 Shockland. That's it. I will not, okay, so once I'm done, okay, add it to the deck. The following month rolls over. You add money to your savings, to your emergency fund, then repeat the process. Sure, it'll take long, but nobody's rushing you anyway. I mean, Modern's not going anywhere. Modern will always be there. The cards will always be there. I mean, especially in this year, the cards might even drop in price because of what's happening with recession right now. People are just already unloading their reserve list cards, so it won't be long when rent is due in the US, emergencies happen in the US, and US Magic the Gathering players all of a sudden decide, I'm gonna sell my collection. Sell, sell, sell. That's it. The cards drop in value. The market is flooded. Alright? So hope these tips and tricks help you for 2023. Once again, this is the ID Machine with Sly Guy, and we are signing off right now.